If you are a Anglophile, one of the things that you might not realize when you come over to the UK is how much foraging and living off the land people do. Hear me out. Coming from Canada, where it is cold 9 months out of the year, it's not that people don't garden, but I feel like it's not as normal to find your average neighbor going out into their garden and growing their own food, or even just going out into the wild and foraging bits of berries or elderflower like we're going to today. And as I follow more people here in the UK, and as I've lived here for over 4 years, I'm starting to recognize certain plants and taking my stab at making these things on my own. So in today's video, I thought I would show you me going down to the allotment with my neighbor. It's her allotment, and I noticed that there were some elderflower. And she told me that she's made the cordial before and she added it to some champagne. So I'll show you what it looks like when we were harvesting this elderflower, and then I'll bring you back home to make the cordial with me.
Elderflower blossoms grow abundantly along rivers or railways, and one can smell the scent of their blossoms when in season. The great thing about them is that they come twice a year, the first batch in the spring when they bloom with intense smelling yellowish white flowers, and then again in the autumn when they reveal the rich tassels of fruits bending down the narrow branches to the ground. Elderflower is the flower of elder, the same plant elderberries come from. While elderberries are fruits that ripe at the beginning of fall, flowers of elder bloom from late spring.
So as you can see, we picked it in the top of the morning. It was bright, it was sunny, it was hot. I go down to the allotment with my neighbor every now and then to help them out, and she's letting me grow my own potatoes. But one of the things that I'm learning is I want to start gardening more, but you have to start somewhere. And I'm feeling so lucky that I have someone who is seasoned with it showing me what it's like in their garden. And then when I have my own one day, or when I make better use of the property that we're at now, I at least won't have to go through such a huge trial period with my own crop. So I was waiting on some citric acid and it's taken some time to come. So I put the elderflower in the freezer and it came out perfectly. Obviously it's not as fluffy as it was, but I'm really hoping it retains the flavor. However, it is so hot here in Bristol today. I'm hoping that it doesn't wilt before I get a chance to get the syrup on it, because I'm not sure if it will come out as fragrant. So let's go to the kitchen and make the syrup. And it's so hot here today, it's already looking like it is not the best. But let's get it into some syrup quick before this goes bad. May as well experiment, right?
When elderflower starts to bloom, the identification is by far the easiest. They produce large umbels of small white flowers. Each individual elder blossom has 5 rounded tipped petals and 5 stamens protruding. The creamy color and distinguished scents are very typical for the elder that bloom from late spring to early summer, depending on the weather and the location. When they are not in bloom, their leaves and stems might help you to identify them. Elder has finely toothed lace-shaped green leaves with lighter veins that tend to fade off and narrow as they reach the end of the leaf. Young plants, if they're in their first year of growth, have green stems. When they both grow older, their stems will be covered with bark. Typical elderberry plants has both green stems as well as black stems with bark. On the wooden stems appear tiny bumps that become bigger with the age of the plant. These bumps help you to identify the elder even if it's not flower season.
Now, because I'm the tiniest bit nervous, I saw a lady on TikTok put some rose petals into her elderflower cordial, and it got me thinking, I have some lavender growing outside, so why not try putting some lavender in it, especially because I'm a little bit nervous if this is gonna have much flavor because I froze it. So let's go pick some lavender.
When harvesting flowers, keep in mind that with every blossom head you snip, you are reducing the fall elderberry crop. So harvest the flowers modestly. Don't take more than 20 to 30% of the flowers from one plant. Keep also some for the bees. Look for fresh flowers that aren't fully opened, that haven't turned brown yet. Pick them early morning on a sunny day Inspect them carefully and remove bugs and insects by hands. Don't wash them, as you will rinse away the pollen, and that is the main carrier of the flavor and the scent of the elder. The number one antiviral herb on the planet, elderberries are packed with antioxidants and flavonoids that successfully deactivate viruses in our bodies. Known for their high content of vitamin C and antioxidants, elderflowers help stimulate the immune system and increase the activity of antioxidant enzymes in the blood. In other words, elderflowers can help overcome symptoms of flu and cold. They have been for centuries used to treat cough, flu, and bronchitis. These sweet scented petals with anti-inflammatory and antiviral properties also have great benefits for the skin. Bioflavonoids and vitamins that are present in elderflowers reduce fine lines and the appearance of wrinkles. These antioxidants also encourage the growth of new cells and make the skin appear younger. Now, I don't know how this works with the amount of sugar that I put in this, but if you know of a way that I can get all of the benefits from the elderflower and reduce the sugar, do let me know in the comments.
Alright, so that's the cordial done. I really hope it works out. I bet you anything it just won't be as fragrant as it could have been, but maybe I'll just leave it for a few more days with the bits in there and hopefully we'll get some flavor out of it. I can still see all the pollen in the tray that I collected it from, but basically what happened is that I didn't have the time to go pick up the citric acid, and so I ordered it on Amazon, but it didn't come when it said it would come, and so I had to put it in the freezer. Anyways, hopefully it works out. If it doesn't, I'm sure it will still have flavors from the lemon and the lavender in there, so I really don't think we can go wrong. So I'm going to pop this in the fridge for the next 2 days, and then I'll show you what it looks like when I take this out. Alright my friends, it has been a couple of days, and look at this. I know it doesn't look the most appealing, but we're about to sieve all of this out, and then we'll be left with this here. I've already smelt it and it smells divine, and it's just so interesting to see when you make it from scratch how much more colorful it is. So yeah, let's strain it.
Some of you may be wondering what elderflower tastes like. I actually had never tried anything elderflower flavored until I moved over to the UK, and I feel like, again, that's another part of like the whole Anglophile experience that a lot of people don't consider. I do think that you can get elderflower flavored things in North America, but definitely not as readily available as you can here. But elderflower tastes like, it has one of the most pleasant and sweet aromas in nature. It's got an intense floral scent, but it's not perfumey, if that makes sense. It's definitely not like lavender where it tastes like perfume. It contains notes of citrus and vanilla or passion fruit. Now, if you weren't using the elderflower in cordial, you could also add it to your skincare products. Elderflower is also known for their softening and anti-wrinkle properties, and they're especially useful for older skin. So you can make a elderflower salve, or you can make it into an elderflower oil. If you're looking to do that, you may also be interested in different remedies that you can make with elderflower. So some people like making elderflower cordial, and then some people also like making elderberry like in syrup. That's where you can make like a homemade cough syrup and a vitamin syrup. I don't know how you would get around that with not wanting to put very much sugar in it, but when I told my mom that I was making some elderflower cordial, she was like, oh, that's really, really good. There's a lot of good healing properties in that. So yeah, some people make the syrup, and you can make it every year when the elderflower blooms, and it will usually last people until the cold and flu season comes around.
All right, my friends, I was able to make 3 bottles of the elderflower cordial, and then I just mixed a little bit of the cordial and some water. Let's give it a try. That is so nice. I honestly feel like it's the most potent elderflower flavor I've ever had. I will never buy this from the store, from a bottle again. I will always make it. And I think next year I might make like vats of it. It is seriously that good. There's a lot of sugar in it. There is a lot of sugar in it. So I might see if there's like an alternate way that I can make it, I don't know. And I think when I say I might make vats of it next year, I might make vats of it and then use it as gifts to give away because it is seriously that good. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you made any elderflower cordial this year. There's still some blooming. I might even make it again. It is seriously that good.